Hi guys, welcome to Hot Hazelnut.
So today I'm going to make kimchi ramen. For that I already prepared my kimchi. Today I'm going to prepare my ramen with kimchi that I prepared, and I'm super satisfied with my kimchi. So you guys must have a look at it, how I made it, and actually it was super tasty. And yes, I did a few modifications, just a DIY thing, because I didn't have all the ingredients available, and also I tried my level best to get all the ingredients correct in every possible way that I could. So let's see how it goes. Am I sweating? Yes, I am sweating really bad. I'm sweating really bad. But since it's summers, I have no other choice. There's a huge noise inside my house, so I cannot afford to go there. And outside, it's quite good because it's evening and I love green. What can you see? All the greens behind my back. It's pretty cool, no? Yes, so okay, let's check out how does it go for today. See you.
This is me, Kanika and today we are going to share how to make the pokey, but that's so in Indian DIY form. Trust me, when I wonder to make such things, I feel really doubtful because this is the first time I'm going to try some DIY cooking. Usually I cook, but Indian stuff. Let's see, I'm going to replace few ingredients with useful houseful ingredients, and I truly wish this comes up really nice blend. So for this particular thing, let's begin the video.
So our first step is to take rice flour by a spoon size. Basically, it is a serving spoon, and I found it better, so that's why I'm using this particular spoon. And yeah, here it is a strainer, which I'm going to strain entire flour. And as I'm using some half teaspoon of salt and half teaspoon of oil. Yeah, and I'm using a basic normal cooking oil, and I think we are using groundnut oil. Yes, it is a groundnut oil. After that, I'm adding warm milk water as just a little bit to just give them a moisture, give moisture to this flour. And I was checking the weather, like with this particular water thing is not too hot. So yeah, it is perfect now, and I'm just mixing it and making sure that flour become moist, so that it doesn't get resist of anything. Anyways, so once I'm done making this flour moisty, then moving to another step, we are going to take a kitchen cloth, but a little wet. We need to get it a bit wet, and transfer the flour into the cloth. And here I'm securing the right shape so that this particular dough become like dough turns up in dough, and steam it better basically. So yeah, our steamer is ready too. So for this next step, I am going to steam the rice flour to make the rice cake or a tteokbokki. Yeah, and I'm gonna steam it for around 30 minutes straight. As I told you earlier, it is going to be a DIY recipe. So yeah, I am going this. I have taken basically the regular rice flour, and yes, this flour turns into dough. Here I'm going to make sure to make rice dough glutinous, and as I told you earlier, this is a regular rice flour, so it is not that glutinous. So let's activate its gluten by putting some oil and give it a good, massage to it. I'm just kidding, by the way. So just make a tiny rolls or it, or just separate part of this particular thing, so and make some balls, you know and we need to make roll of it. Like after balls we need to make some rolls. Here I'm making roll, and just to make sure all the sides of roll is equal and not to be thick or thin. Let's balance them now and take the knife. Here I'm taking the regular Indian knife to cut some pieces into it, and more things, like I should want that pieces should not be too long or too short. And if you really want to know the size, then make sure the finger, half of your finger size basically, it's the perfect size. This is what I've seen. So cut them off nicely, and here now I'm transferring it and going to repeat the same for the next roll. Here I find like the pieces are a bit longer, so I'm cut them off, and yeah, it's done. Neat and nice. Let's freeze them for another half an hour. I think that's the perfect time. Yeah. So they are freezing. Let's prepare the gochujang. So for the gochujang, you require basically four things: the Korean red chili powder, a pinch of salt, maple syrup, and a sesame oil. But we are not having these ingredients, and but need to make it. So I have a jugaad. I mean, we are going to get a savior for ourselves, and here I am using the substitute products. Okay, so for the substitute products, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to use. Before that, I'm going to take this blending jar, and I'm taking some chili powder, around 2.5 spoon. It's a regular spoon size, it is not a teaspoon. Okay, and we will add pinch of salt, we need to add the substitute product, and the substitute product is honey. Honey is a substitute product of maple syrup. Oh, by the way, this video is not sponsored, so I am hiding this brand name, but all Indians out there will know which brand is this. Anyways, we will add just around 1 teaspoon of honey and some drop of oil. Yes, Korean love garlic, so I'm gonna add a clove of garlic and blend it out. voila, it turns so good. Yeah, let's transfer it into a different bowl, and we have added honey, so it became a bit sticky, but it's okay, we'll get all the product out of it. After transferring this gochujang paste, time to add some soy sauce. Again, we need to add the brand. Oh god. So after adding this, it's time to add sugar. Okay, I am using sugar really in a small size. I mean, in the video you might be thinking how much sugar I'm putting it, but no, this is a regular teaspoon size, okay? And I think adding around 2.5 spoon of it, because sugar is the most important ingredient, okay? And I'm gonna mix it properly, mix it. And yes, one thing I forget to tell you, that we haven't taken out the rice cake. So yeah, I have taken out and from the fridge and soak it into the warm luke water for around 2 minutes. Yes, last but not the least, add some sesame seeds like this and mix it. If you want, you can add some veggies, but I don't have them, so I haven't added them. So in the final step, add some water, add the gochujang paste in it, rice cake. So for that, I'm just taking out the water and this strains of noodles, I think this is the right word, and I'm going to transfer it to just take it out each and everything from this particular bowl. And yes, I have added this noodle. And to make it nice, I have added some cheese, like 2 slices of cheese, and here I'm enjoying my cheesy tteokbokki, and I hope that you will enjoy it too.
So you know what? After completing of this process, I was actually nervous and thinking that how I'm going to perform this particular task. But you know what? I am not able to wait, to plate the entire stuff, and I'm just going to bring such like this, and I'm going to eat it on the pan. Trust me. And this tteokbokki is right in front of me, and it's quite cheesy as well. And I'm excited to eat this thing, and I'm going to eat it because my mouth is completely watering, okay, because that needs this beautiful red creation of mine. So cheers to you people. I have added a bit to the chili powder, but else the thing is damn good. You know what? It's so good. So good. I was not even thinking that I'm going to be such a DIY queen, and that's so in kitchen. I'm not going to be proud. Trust me. And yes, do let us know in the comment section that do you really think this recipe works for you? Because it does work for me, and trust me people, it's so good. So good, and I can't resist. It's so good. But the thing is, I've added bit spice in it, but rest, it's so good. It's damn good. I'm eating right in front of a camera, right? I'm sorry. Oh God. You people need to try. And all the Indians out there, please try. You'll love it.
Alright guys, so now we are going to make some kimchi. We have spring onions, garlic cloves, ginger, some vegetable stock, one medium onion and one carrot. Next we have few pre-prepared ingredients. So I'm gonna use pre-prepared gochujang to save my time. Then we have kosher salt, also known as sea salt. Then we have dark soy sauce. I always use dark soy sauce. Then we have gochugaru, which is red hot pepper flakes. By the way, let me tell you that this video is not sponsored by any other brands that we are showing in the video. Next we are going to cut the cabbage, Indian cabbage and not a Napa cabbage, because we don't have it available. Although we may find them in metropolitan cities, but those are also not very fresh. So I'm only using the substitute which is easily available, and this is normal Indian cabbage. So I'm cutting it just like a Napa cabbage would be cut. But I love cabbage when cut in long stripes. So I'm gonna cut it like just like that. And after that, I'm gonna pour all the stripes into a container. Now we're gonna pour some water to our cabbage stripes to make them somewhat moist, and I'm gonna put some salt to it and toss it in every 10 to 15 minutes for almost half an hour. Once they are tossed properly for half an hour, then we have to rinse it off to remove any extra salt. You can use any of the salt, but I use rock salt because I usually use rock salt in my kitchen. Now we're gonna put our garlic cloves, ginger and onion in a blender, and I'm gonna blend them together along with some vegetable stock. When it comes to vegetables, it is all about right kind of cuts. So I have always been very particular about it because I have worked into hotels and I have seen chefs working so hard in their kitchens. So I always like to cut the veggies in right proportion, in right shapes. I always try my best. Let's make a thick sauce by using some glutinous flour. I'm using glutinous rice flour, although it doesn't have any gluten into it. It is known as glutinous because it is always sticky. I'm simply gonna make a thick sauce by adding some vegetable stock to it for some flavors. Actually, I didn't have a proper vegetable stock. I had this spinach stock, and then I'm gonna add some sugar to it. So this is the consistency that we have to get for the sauce. Although I didn't get it right exactly, but it has to be a little more thin, but it's fine. It's my first time, right? After that, I'm gonna add gochujang, packaged gochujang, into a bowl, and I'm gonna mix this rice flour sauce to it for a thicker consistency of the paste. After that, I'm adding a bit of soy sauce for some more savory flavor. After that, I'm adding this paste of our onion, garlic and ginger, where we also put a pinch of salt, sea salt to it. Now mix well and the paste is ready. Looks good, no? Now put all the ingredients together in that one big bowl. Remember that I told you that I'm gonna wash the cabbage stripes after half an hour, so I did that. I'm sorry I couldn't shoot it, but so this is the rinsed cabbage stripes that I'm taking, and I also kept them for almost next half an hour to dry up a bit, and then I used these stripes along with julienne, carrots, my chopped spring onions. All we have to do now is mix it all well and it's done. Our very own vegan kimchi. Now let's prepare ramen, which is quite easy to make. It's not very difficult though. Anyways, so we do have our ingredients right in front of us, and definitely I love vegetables a lot. So here we have carrots for garnishing. Then we cut the green onions like this, because it is really important to keep both the parts separate. We're gonna put the greens in the garnishing and the other half while cooking we're gonna use. Now I'm taking an Indian wok. Traditionally it is made in those earthen pots. So I'm gonna put some oil. You can use sesame oil or any flavored oil, any edible oil. I'm using groundnut oil because it has its own unique flavor to it. Now put some spring onions to it. The other half, do you guys remember? I'm putting that right in front of you. Now toss a bit and put some ginger to it. Now put the kimchi to it, cook well. For almost 5 to 10 minutes. Yeah, 5 minutes are fine. Yeah, 5 minutes would be fine. I'm also putting some mushrooms for getting that flavor in my soupy ramen. 1 teaspoon of dark soy sauce is enough to add some more flavor to the dish. And I put in some more sugar and some and almost 2 to 3 cups of vegetable stock. I basically used kimchi stock as you can see. So now I'm putting some noodles. So these are vegetarian noodles, and I specially bought them because they have their unique flavor and texture to it. They are made of potato and wheat flour, and not just wheat flour. So I love the taste of it. Now let's cook it for almost 2 to 3 minutes. That's enough, I guess. Looks good now. We're gonna put a pinch of salt, or you can add according to your taste. Now it's time to finish off the dish. So I'm putting all the garnish that I prepared before. And putting on the top is cheese. Yes, without cheese it's not gonna be as thick as we want it to be, because we don't have egg. We are not using egg, so we are using cheese instead of egg. Looks good. Okay guys, I'm not doing the plating because it's not gonna be worthy, because I'm gonna eat it right away. So I'm just gonna mix it and show you how it looks after that. This is our very own vegan kimchi ramen. How do you like it? Do you like it, guys? Just let me know, comment down below, because I love this kimchi ramen. I actually loved it. You can see my reaction here. I just can't stop eating it.
The end.
So this is how I made my kimchi and ramen. It's basically a kimchi ramen that I made today. I wasn't very confident about Korean cuisine because I never tried it. Honestly, I used to make sauerkraut, which is basically a part of French cuisine, and it is also a fermented cabbage. So I wasn't really aware of kimchi before bumping into K-dramas. So after that, I always wanted to make kimchi, but I never had the confidence. But because of this video, finally I can make kimchi, and finally I need to be all prepared for this recipe. And honestly, I prepared vegan kimchi, and I love the taste, the texture, and I am pretty confident that I can make it again with all the few modifications that I did today in my recipe. I usually follow Manchi's recipes, and I'm very fond of her recipes. Honestly, you guys must try it.
So hey guys, that's it for today's video. I hope that you will like the video, and if you really like it, then please do like, share, subscribe to Hot Hazelers, because this is something what we tried. We want to try something more to bring up in you too. Thanks, bye bye, take care.